think I'll start off by saying that, you know, over the last year we have come a long way, but it has been very challenging for everybody. People who work around homelessness, those that have gone through it. We've seen unprecedented amounts of people producing as homelessness now, more so than we have in previous years. But we've done a great deal in trying to address some of that. But I think moving forward, I think the key thing is that we've done a lot of learning over the last year. We've done a lot of bonding as organisations, and we've started to set the scene. We've changed our thinking. I know the council has changed its thinking in bits and pieces. I'm sure every other organisation has as well. And it's been a very good collaborative journey of where we've got to now. But we need to be courageous moving forward. We need to be very focused, and we need to be very clear on our messages of what it is that we're aiming to do around homelessness as a collective. And I say we because as the cabinet member, that's me, that's people who work in around homelessness, that's also our experts by experience, that's also those that are in homelessness themselves. We are all in this at the moment together, and we have to work collectively in order to solve some of the issues that we're seeing presenting itself, not just on the streets, but for families as well. And it was a key question about experts by experience and how we're using them. And I'm sure if the leader of the council was here today, he would say he did that by appointing someone who has experience of homelessness. And I guess that's helped me to drive forward and my thinking and my absolute determination that those that have been through the system are also a part of the solution moving forward. So moving forward, how are we going to do that? Focusing on year 2. Partly of that is formalising performance and outcomes monitoring for the strategy. And that for me really is about the accountability. That is about giving everybody the space in this arena to take that personal and organisational leadership role in working around homelessness and helping to support. It's about measuring what's working and making sure that actually if it's not working, how do we tweak that early on to make some changes, rather than thinking we've started this journey, we've gone too far. No, absolutely, we need to be flexible, but we need to make sure that we're monitoring our success as we're moving forward. We need to enable and mobilise housing and wellbeing services for the vulnerable, and that is really about some of our tendering opportunities and the daily delivery of the services that are taking place and how that's affecting people who are caught up in the homelessness agenda at the moment. That's not about wrapping people up in policies and procedures that they get stuck in. That's about how do we move that forward in terms of the delivery. And I'd just like to thank Cal and John and the team in the commissioning services, who I'm sure many people in the room have become friends of, because they help us so much in making sure that we try to get as much of this as right as possible. We need to develop and promote better services through what we're calling now a charter for care, and that's so that people have an understanding, if they fall into homelessness, that there's quality standards there of what they should be expecting to receive in terms of services. So whether you connect with the council through homelessness, whether you connect with a charity, a housing association, the ambulance service, the police, no matter who it is, there should be a bare standard and minimum of treatments that you should expect as a human being, and that's just on a human level alone, let alone in terms of the services that come with that. And then, of course, we also talk about commitment, and those that know me and probably know Cal and John and probably Jean Templeton as well, we know we never go anywhere without an ask and an offer. So in that comes the commitment to collaborate. And I think I've said this so many times before, we often ask for commitment, and I always say to people, don't give me the commitment that's stuck in the plan that's been there for 2 years, that you knew you was already going to be working towards in your strategic plan. No, let's be creative, have those conversations. What is genuine collaboration? How can we make it work better for the people that are using our services, and not just make it work better for us on paper because it meets the objective of the document that we've written? So that's about, really is about that commitment level. And also with that, I'll say from the council's point of view, and I was in the meeting this morning, I would have preferred to have been here, but don't tell the boss I said that. But we was talking about localisation and localism, and actually how does the council itself improve what we've worked on so far, worked less in silos and worked more collaboratively across the piece. what is it in our policies that makes it easier for other people to work with us and do business with us to make it better for the citizens out there. And that's got to be a huge part of that plan. And of course you get onto the action plan and pathways, because without that we've got to make sure that, you know, we can write the strategy, we can say what our intentions are, but these are the things, the plans, the pathways are the things that actually deliver the action and the things that are helping us to be a lot more accountable. So we need to maintain and develop linkages to priorities to contained within the domestic abuse strategy. And one of the things that I keep saying to people is that when it comes to the homelessness prevention strategy and the DA strategy, we need to treat them like they're siblings. So they've got to go hand in hand, because we know that key drivers for those many people that fall into homelessness are affected by domestic abuse also. So we need to keep those linkages together, and we need to find ways that we can work towards both of the strategies that's worked for people that are affected by this. So there's also around government funding, and we have been very blessed in Birmingham because we have a fantastic commissioning team and other people that will speak to the government about the funding that's required here in Birmingham in order to tackle some of the issues that we have. And that, I guess, is coherent with the action plan that we have as well. But mainly, I think, in my part, and I think as the cabinet member, my part is partly around the lobbying of government, because as much as we can do here in Birmingham in terms of homelessness, as much as the amazing work that everybody does, the strategy in terms of the delivery through programmes and initiatives, there are some things that is not in our gift, and that are things that are national policies around welfare reform, in terms of more flexibility around building housing and other things like that. And those are the things that I will continue to lobby the government on, and I will continue to work with the MPs on lobbying the government on. But more importantly, I will continue to work with the partners in Birmingham, because it's the partners in Birmingham that give me the examples. The partners in Birmingham are the ones that give me the examples to take to government. It's the partners when we work together and we do joint letters and we do joint things, so that they know that this is a huge issue in Birmingham, but actually this is an issue in Birmingham, that there are so many different organisations, agencies and people that care about this agenda, and we will not stop until we get to the point where we can prevent people from becoming homeless in the first place. So that has to be the absolute key for me. So again, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's come along today. Not just come along today, but for all the hard work and commitment that happens throughout the year. Sometimes it's difficult work, it's difficult arena to be around, particularly when we do so much good stuff and then there's so much difficult things that come through. And also the stories, the genuine stories that we hear. You know, those are the ones that really, really matter. It's what difference it makes to those individuals that are either in temporary accommodation, maybe on the streets, maybe going through housing first. That's the thing that really matters to me, and that's the thing that really matters to the city. So I would like to ask an offer. I guess my ask here today is very simple one, that when you walk away from here today, that one, you do talk about the film, you do talk about the experience today, but don't just let that be an empty, oh, that was great, we had a get together, I saw somebody I haven't seen for a while, it was really inspiring. Let this be embedded in your thinking, etched in your organisations, and that you take a personal commitment towards the agenda, and also how we move forward in your contributions to this next year as we move forward. So again, I'd like to thank everybody, the experts by experience. I think you've been fantastic in helping us to shape our thinking, particularly in the council, our partners who don't just always go along with us, but absolutely challenge us on the things that we're doing and the things that we could be doing better. John, for coming down to host today, thank you very much. And again, Sam, thank you so much for a very reflective documentary on Birmingham. And I hope that we can use that to help people, I guess, raise the awareness, but their understanding of the actual issues when it comes to homelessness. Sometimes I think many of us who have been around a while, we get so caught up and driven in doing the do, and caught up and driven in what we're trying to get on with and the people we're supporting, that we don't always have the time to go to the public and say, actually, we're doing this and this is what it really means, and this is what you should be looking out for, and this is how you spot things. And I hope that this film can help us to get that message across, but be the starting block of helping us to focus in a very different way on actually delivering the action and the people that we are serving and trying to help to reduce homelessness in this city and across the region.